Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Ebony and this is where I talk about all the spooky books that I like to read. Today I am going to this is just going to be a short video. I just wanted to hold myself accountable and tell you about some of the classics that I plan on reading in 2026. So without further ado, let's just get straight on into the books. Count of Monte Cristo. I mean, look at this. My husband and I picked this up over Christmas time, and we plan on reading a little bit together each month, kind of thing, is our goal. It would be such a sense of achievement to actually read The Count of Monte Cristo, and by all accounts, I hear that this is one of the most amazing, incredible novels of all time, and I would like to be in the club with the people who have read The Count of Monte Cristo. This was first released in the 1840s, I believe, and it is an epic tale of wrongful imprisonment and revenge, a plot of revenge. Our main character has been thrown in prison for a crime he did not commit, and this, I believe, is just a story about him wanting to seek revenge and commit destruction of the lives of the three men who imprisoned him and they're responsible for his incarceration. Apparently this is also inspired by a real life case of wrongful imprisonment, which I'll have to look up what it actually is. Really, I don't want to know too much about this because it is such an epic and it is such a staple in the genre. I don't really want to know too much. All I know is that anyone who has finished it has said nothing but amazing things, and that, yeah, it is one of the best revenge stories ever written. So yeah, we are tackling this 1,200-page novel bit by bit. We have not started and we are in February, but that's okay. We'll just have to read more. I feel like we can do it. Like, even if 100 pages a month, maybe 200 pages a month now that we're behind, that is totally achievable. And I think it'll be a cute little buddy read. And I might try and vlog throughout the year. And then in December, my husband and I can give our final thoughts. I am super excited about this book. Also, treasure, hidden treasure. I mean, you've got everything in this book. I'm already so excited to read it. I don't know how we're going to read it because this is chonky. I'll have to see if I can get it on my Kindle. That'll make it less daunting. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think I'll have to do. I'm actually like so excited to read it right now. I'm not going to. But anyway, that is first on my list for books to read this year. Next on my list is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. This is our edition that we have here at home. I have been trying to find like a better synopsis. Sorry, I've got to give you another look at this. Look at that artwork. As we know, I'm a cover girl. I love a good cover. I've been trying to find a good synopsis of this. Everything's fairly vague. I'll be honest, like this doesn't actually have one, this edition. Oh, but look at this. This is cool. Very cool. I love this. Yeah, it goes straight into chapter 1. This was released, I believe, around 1860, and it's essentially like the first mystery novel. I loved this synopsis that I found. The Woman in White famously opens with Walter Hartwright's eerie encounter on a moonlit London road. Engaged as a drawing master to the beautiful Laura Fairley, Walter is drawn into the sinister intrigues of Sir Percival Glyde and his charming friend Count Fosco, who has a taste for white mice, vanilla bonbons, and poison. Pursuing questions of identity and insanity along the paths and corridors of English country houses and the madhouses, The Woman in White is the first and most influential of the Victorian genre that combined gothic horror with psychological realism. Doesn't that sound so good? What the heck? Imagine that kind of book coming out in freaking 1859 or 1860, whenever it was, like revolutionary in the genre and still a classic for a reason, obviously. And I think The Woman in White is a concept, you know, if you're a horror lover. Like, it's in so much pop culture as well. I think the legend of The Woman in White. Obviously, this might not have anything to do with that, but I'm excited to read this very much so. And like we said, we've got this beautiful copy my husband's had on our bookshelf. And this came out in 1987, this edition. So it's getting old, but I'm very excited to read it. So that is another one on my list this year. Also, we have a whole shelf. Well, I'm the one who organises a whole shelf on my bookcase for my classics. So I'll have to show you that when I do my bookshelf reset and reshuffle because of all the millions of books I bought over the last month. I'll have to show you how I lay it all out. Because yes, I've got a whole section just for classics, which makes it much easier for this right now. Okay, I've only got a couple more. Like I said, this is a really short, punchy video. Again, this is mainly for accountability because I want to read some of like the seminal works in the horror and thriller mystery genres. And I feel like these ones that I'm talking about revolutionized how we, even now, nearly 200 years later, think about these sorts of novels, horror specifically, if that makes sense. People are still trying to modernize and rework these classic stories, and that's proof that they just kind of, they're living on and they're legends in their own right. And I feel like you need to read the original to appreciate all the reworks that we currently have that still get released, and there's plenty that I want to read. Anyway, next one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, another stunning cover. I bought this last year and I still haven't read it, but I'm very excited. A really beautiful cover. Working as a paid companion to a bitter elderly lady, the timid heroine of Rebecca learns her place. Life is bleak until on a trip to the south of France, she falls in love with Maxime de Winter, a handsome widower whose proposal takes her by surprise. Whisked from Monte Carlo to Manderley, Maxime's isolated Cornish estate, the friendless young bride begins to realize that she barely knows her husband at all, and in every corner of her room is the phantom of his beautiful first wife, Rebecca. I mean, we've all read mystery novels that are derived from this exact plot. And I feel like I owe it to that trope to read one of the originals. You know what I mean? The original, the influential novel in this genre. I've heard amazing things. So sounds spooky. I think it's going to be spooky. I love it. I'm already excited. See, I'm getting so excited just talking about these. And last but certainly not least, and at the top of my list is, of course, Dracula by Bram Stoker. I just have to show you, oh my God, I'm throwing books. I just have to show you this edition that my husband has. Look at this. Obviously sprayed edges, silver edges. This does have other horror classics in it, but it's mainly Dracula. So I just thought I'd show you that because it's so cool. I also just enjoy my vintage book. And that one is this one. Because like, look at that. Look at the way, oh, how simple and effective is that cover art design. Freaking love it. This requires no explanation, no description of the synopsis. It's not the original vampire novel, I don't believe. Like, you've got things like Carmilla, which is also on my list to read. However, I realized in talking like with my parents and my husband that although I haven't read Frankenstein, I would rather read Dracula. I'm more of a Dracula gal, I think. I've loved pretty much every single movie or TV adaptation of this story. No matter how much it's changed, I just freaking love it. I am actually not much of a vampire person in media and in my entertainment. However, something about Dracula really draws me to it, and I can't believe I haven't fucking read it yet. It feels sacrilegious to love all of the adaptations based on this book, but not having read the book. So I am vowing to change that this year and read Dracula. Yeah, I love that it's like diary entries. I feel like that really speaks to the modern day horror reader. Like and that could be why it lives on, is like it's very accessible and very, I don't know, very human in how it's written. So I feel like that still is able to draw you in and make it feel like it's you. You're stepping into the shoes of this character. So I am very excited to read Dracula. Thank you so much for joining me for this little quick video. Obviously, there are more on my list, like Carmilla, or I've got The Woman in Black. Again, it's a travesty that I haven't even read The Woman in Black, because I've seen the play and fucking loved it. Jekyll and Hyde, even things like just reading like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Mary Poppins. I don't know, things like that that I feel that it's very bad that I haven't read. read. But the ones that I've shown you today are the kind of non-negotiables for my 2026 because I'm also being very realistic in my reading goals. I don't want to set myself up for failure. The main one that I really want to get read this year is The Count of Monte Cristo. If I only read that one, I'm going to be very pleased with myself and will be patting myself on the back for many a day. And like I said, I feel like that one would be a really fun one to document the reading process and buddy read it with my husband, as because we don't often share like genres, so I think it'd be really fun to read that with someone and talk about it. But outside of that, I would love to know if you've read any of these classics or if you've got some that you think I could add to my list, again being realistic. But either way, I would love to hear your thoughts on any of these if you've read them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!